Welcome to Wrestling Rewind here on the Jeff Meacham Network. I am, of course, Jeff Meacham, since it's the Jeff Meacham Network. It kind of works out that way. And my co-host for Rewind, Wrestling Rewind, as always, is Greg Cherry. Greg, we are fast approaching defense number 2 in the reboot season, the redo season, if you will.
Yeah, as far as total defenses, I think I'm approaching 20 successfully.
Sounds about right.
Which I think is just this championship, not the Mark World Order one. But even still, it's quite a milestone to be champion for this long. It's almost, as of today, I think it's 774, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds
I might be
right.
I might be mistaken. It actually might be like 780. If you give me a second, I can figure it out.
That's okay. I can stall for time. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the length of your reign because WWE Network over the weekend put up a little screen capture poll of the 5 best WWE champions of all time. I was looking at this, I'm like, most of these guys weren't as champion near as long as Greg Cherry was. So that's it. It just kind of works out that way. Altogether, cumulatively maybe, but not in their single reigns.
Right.
Bruno, yes. Backlash, yes, but not the others.
Yep. Well, Hogan too, right?
Hogan too.
Yeah. 781 as of today. If you're watching this live. But,
crazy.
If I approach 1,000 days, I think I need to do like a giant Teespring store sale. Be like, happy 1K to my championship reign.
Save 10% on your shirts.
There you go.
10, it works out. That's all right. But we're here. Speaking of the championships and our, if you tie into our Iron Man contest back in the day, we have a Iron Man-like match today here on the Wrestling Rewind. We have a 30-minute Ultimate Submission match, and yes, it is from Backlash 2001. If you haven't seen what I've put up on the screen already, it is at 53 minutes. 21 seconds, 22, depending on what how fast you want to cast JR in the word, if you will. But we're approaching Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit, and this really got steamrolling back at WrestleMania, back in Houston. Angle with a controversial victory over Chris Benoit in the biggest WrestleMania to date, and they had actually been feuding off and on the previous year once Benoit came over from WCW, and Benoit won the Intercontinental title from Angle at WrestleMania 2000, of course, in that 2-fall triple threat match, and they've been going back and forth over the next year, but they were both on the heel side of things. They didn't touch it a whole lot. But here we are. We're at Backlash. We just, if you guys are trying to catch up with our timestamp, we just finished a very Muppet-esque promo between Big Show and Vince McMahon with a maniacal laugh in there. So we're, like I said, we're at 53 minutes, 21 seconds. Let's not waste any more time. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play. And JR is saying we are getting ready for this match, and note the WWF logo on there, of course, because we're still in the scratch logo era. The WWF
I always love that hook in the background for Backlash.
Backlash always had a kick-ass logo. Mm-hmm. At least the first couple of years, anyway.
Yeah.
Now, I think it goes without saying that these two guys are the best 2 technical wrestlers in the company at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to have a debate with somebody over, even Benoit, as beat up as he was heading into the summer of this year, and Angle was forever beat up, it seemed like. These two guys were on top of their game here. Showing the accolades of Kurt Angle over the course of the previous year plus. Every championship you could possibly win, he won it. Every championship he challenged for, he won. Because he would end up challenging for Hardcore Championship and winning that also. The WCW Championship and winning that also.
Mm-hmm.
And then his first tag team championship would come a year later with
Chris Benoit.
There you go. The greatest of rivalries become the partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
But even that formed over who was the better wrestler. Stephanie said, prove it. Work together. Okay.
Yeah.
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
I see Chris warming up there in the back. It's funny that the spotlight off of his tights is glaring off that casing there. It's just making that run truck purple, or that run bin purple. Paul Heyman apologizing to the Duchess of Queensberry there.
Yeah. Pre-you suck chance also.
Yes, those would come toward the end of this year, actually. But definitely in 2002. I'll never forget the Phillips Arena in Atlanta for the Rumble. They just tore him apart, man.
I'm ahead of it.
There you go. You got it.
There you go.
Very simplistic pyro for Kurt, but Kurt didn't need a whole lot of the frills. WF Music Volume 5. For those of you and Steve, you can actually find it on Spotify now. So there you go.
Yep.
As we're watching this, we're on day.
Fake.
Boo hiss. We're on day 4 of my Greg Cherry album challenge that I was induced into, thanks to you damn tags.
You're one of the few people that actually decided to go with it.
You know what?
Which I appreciate.
Yeah, you know what? I got nothing to do. Fuck it. And it's cool to put, because I don't think about that stuff, but I like looking at which ones are actually on Spotify. I can actually link people here. Here's the music that influenced me. If you don't like it, you gotta listen to it, but here it is. Aaron was surprised I tagged him in the Eagles one and I had one coming for him that should be more him, but it just when I think of the Eagles, I think of Take It to Limit, I think of Aaron. So
Angle here starting to bald a little bit
there. Ironically, it wouldn't be till 13 months later at the pay-per-view that he would actually get it shaved.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Benoit never shaved his head completely. I mean, I know he did during his Dynamite Kid phase, but he never actually full on went bald Benoit during his career.
No. Of course, I guess he had enough.
That's true. Speaking of bald, NWO Tumblr. Well, you can't see it on the screen. There it is. Part of the NWO.
Did you hear the story of some lady at Walmart thought that was like a.
Yeah, I think Aaron posted over the weekend or maybe Monday morning. Yeah, I saw that when I got Monday morning. I went, are we really that out of it, folks? We have to worry about shit like that? It is hysterical. Although, I'm trying to think of who would be good to lead us through this stuff, Bischoff was never good with new ideas, but the same idea over and over again. Oh yeah, he'd be all about that.
Those are some of the most generic Benoit trunks I've ever seen.
Yeah, there's absolutely no design on it. There's a little bit of the sticker on there, or whatever you want to call it.
I only saw the right side of his trunks.
Yeah, me too.
Is it just his last name?
Yeah, I think his ass is his last name, and then there's something on the
Wolverine or something.
Something on the left side there. Yeah, it's funny where 2 of the 3 of these guys in this ring got fired in the last month.
Yeah, well, we know which one it wasn't.
Right. No, but it's funny that Kyoto was still in the company as of last month. Earlier this month.
Yeah.
I know actually. Let's see. Yeah, earlier this month, and now he's gone. Angle came back and is now gone again. It's just, yeah. And this is, let's see. We're in April 22. Yeah, this is 19 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyoto was with them since the mid 80s.
It's crazy.
Maybe late 80s.
Late 80s, I think, because he started in 89. I think.
That sounds accurate. I mean, you would know better than I would, the trivia man that you are. So, yeah, Kyoto went through all the referee outfits changes.
And this was shortly before the whole Benoit sticking the gold medals in his trunks thing.
Yeah, actually, the aftermath of this match is leads to Judgment Day, which is, of course,
Yeah.
where they fight over the gold medals. And Benoit had been storing them in the crotch of his tights for the previous month.
I think the funniest thing about that was when Angle retrieved him on SmackDown. He was so excited, he kissed them and then was immediately disgusted because of where they were.
Yeah, actually, we're
so good with that.
We're gonna cover that match in a few weeks here on this show, so I definitely want to go into that definitely. But it's these guys. There's certain rivalries that don't have a bad match. This is one of them.
Yeah.
You know, they when these guys touched, it was gold.
Mm-hmm.
And part of me wonders, had Benoit not ended up with his brain so addled and so far gone, if a 2017, 2018 Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit match would have been frippin' amazing. Because Kurt, limited as he was when he came back, could still go.
Yeah. Eliminating. Think about 2018 Kurt Angle put on the best match of WrestleMania 34.
I would agree with that. Yeah, and he was in there with somebody who was having her first actual on-camera live match, a part-time wrestler at best, and Triple H. So, yeah.
And it was Stephanie's first Mania, too.
As far as in ring, that's
yes.
true. That's true. Yep. Yeah, I'm going back and watching. As I said, I'm going back and catching up on my Nitro viewings and Thunder with my Raw viewings, and I just finished SummerSlam '98 over the weekend. So I'm not quite into the heel Stephanie era yet, but I am fresh off the Triple H winning the ladder match. Triple H. So, and then on a whim, Sunday night into Monday, I decided to watch that Triple H 25 years greatest match, whatever it was, special that Corey Graves hosted.
Yeah,
it is both of them, Hunter and Stephanie, have definitely aged very gracefully. Mm-hmm. I was funny. I was talking with my friend Bailey, who you're aware of. She was talking about she turns 30 next week, and she's like, "We're old, y'all." I said, "Just be glad you've aged like fine wine, sweetie. Some of us have aged like more milk. Okay, it's some of us have not aged very well. So be lucky we're like a wine side than a milk side." Mm. But Hunter and Stephanie, man, and again, a lot of that has to do with gym, diet, staying busy and not, complacent. They're always looking to, and there we go, going for a submission on the floor, which you can't do. And Kurt's tapping like a drunk man, but it doesn't matter. I realize that we're 5 minutes in the first time I actually call something in the match, so thank you for that, folks, out there in the chat room. As you watch Wednesday, you're going, why are they calling the match? There you go. There it is, folks. Yeah, man, Kurt really is getting that Meacham hairline there in the front. Slow but sure. Speaking of hairline, I just had our Finkel.
Oh yeah. Keanu, what are you gonna do exactly?
Yeah,
it's only submissions.
What are you gonna do? Block it with your hands and still disqualify him?
Yeah, you can't disqualify him in a submissions match.
Yeah. See, if I'm Kurt, I'm going to the ring and swinging for the fences, and then when Benoit goes to put the chair down, I'm tackling him and making him tap.
Yep.
That's what I would do. But then again, I didn't win a gold medal with a broken neck, so what do I know?
The broken freaking neck.
Broken freaking neck. Excuse me. Yeah, Mr. Clary in there. I gotta get it right. I wanted so bad to put the Backlash logo behind me, but I didn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, Lord knows we've had enough problems with YouTube the last week.
Yeah, no kidding. Nice. It's funny. I went to go record something YouTube-wise Monday, and I had to use the TV to do something else. And I said, how do you know if YouTube TV is recording if it doesn't show recording? And they went, I don't know. Okay. Just like that. Just like that.
That's kind of a smart move by Benoit.
Right. As a matter of fact, they used this. They utilized that later in a finish with a match. Who was it? Cody and Aldis in 20. I think it was the 2018 70th anniversary match. Falls? Yeah, it was 2 out of 3 falls because Aldis locked in the cloverleaf and Cody tapped immediately just to get out of the submission. That way, it wouldn't be a prolonged hold. And then Cody ended up tying it up, and then went to a 3rd fall. So there you go.
Yep.
Well, these 2 guys, much like Cody, learned from watching the best.
Yeah.
So you can't grow up in Marietta, Georgia, around Dusty and Ric Flair without knowing how to do submission holds and learning from the best.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Uncle Arn.
Yeah.
We need to watch Arn Anderson match on this show at some point.
Mm-hmm.
We really do. Matter of fact, I know on
just watch a YouTube compilation of his best spine busters.
That's
which
right.
is pretty much all of them.
So we'll be here for an hour or 2 on that show.
Just watching spine busters by Arn.
Spine buster all day. That's right. We'll have concussions from watching that alone. I need to go to the hospital. And there's a submission for Benoit. There you go. I don't know if it was on the Arn show or just on their Patreon at freeshows.com, but at some point, Arn and Conrad watched the infamous Arn Tully versus Luger Wyndham match where Barry turned and joined the Horsemen. And the Horsemen regained the tag titles. It was just after the Clash of Champions that year. So I really want to watch that just because I've never seen that match the whole way through.
Yeah.
It was on NWA TV shortly thereafter, so I think it's on the network, which would be awesome to find it.
I forgot about the 30-second breaks. I never cared for that. They did it with Cena and Orton for the Iron Man match, but I was like, man, you're like ruining the flow.
Yeah,
giving them 30 seconds to recover between falls.
I get it to a point for an Iron match because you've got 30 seconds out of 60 minutes, so I get it. But for a 30-minute match, that's a good 1/100th of the match. Like, yeah, move on here.
Although the most annoying part about that match where we were sitting is they didn't have the scoreboard or the clock on one of the screens. It's like, so what? We had no idea. Like when Cena got his final fall, that was the end of the match. It's like, oh, I guess the match is over. Okay.
Maybe that's by design to not. But then again, it's a double-edged sword because, you don't know what's happening. So you guys get to be have suspense and disbelief or whatever. But if you don't know, you don't know the pop.
Oh, watch out, Kyoto.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Benoit head trauma doesn't age well.
No. Not at all.
Not at all. Damn, he's tapping like he's been shot. Jesus. Let me up, for the love of God. What's funny is he hit him in the head, but he's holding his knee like he'd been hitting the knee with a chair.
Yeah.
I wonder if he took a hit to the knee. I'd missed it, being silly over here. Must have missed something. Well, from what I've read...
Angle,
oh, go ahead.
Angle not giving a crap about the 30-second time.
That's right. If I remember my reading correctly from looking back now, oh, look at that. Oh, shady. Damn, his own move. That's such a Kurt thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
I beat you with my hold. I beat you with your hold. Go fuck yourself. If I remember right, this was the start of Benoit's path to the broken neck. This match beat him up really bad. The third fall, the following month, did real damage. And then what's funny is he had a ladder match on Sunday.
Yeah.
Judgment Day. He had the tag team title match with Hunter and Steve the following day. The next day at SmackDown, they were in TLC 3.
Yeah.
And that's what, from what I remember, that's where he hurt his neck. What's funny is he hurt his neck. He won the match.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that climbed the ladder and got the belts for him and Jericho.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry if we watch that later, because I do want to watch something because I was there. That would be cool to see that show. But yeah.
Well, you saw TLC 3 live.
I was at, they
Damn.
were, yeah. I'll never forget the first thing, man. When Vince walked out and announced Turner, we were like, what? Because nobody knew outside of the company until SmackDown was going live, as far as when we went on the tape.
Mm.
Like, we knew he was hurt, but not to the degree he was hurt.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
See, I always thought it was the Austin back suplex off the top at King of the Ring that did him in.
That's what that was, as from what I remember, that was essentially the way to write him off.
Mm.
It's like, here, just in case it's not broken, we'll break it for you now.
Yeah.
Because he didn't return to the ring till after King of the Ring the following year. He interfered in Eddie's match with Flair, which is supposed to be Eddie versus Steve.
Yeah.
Which would have made more sense given the plot line with Benoit, but Steve was already taking his cooler and went home. So yeah, I seem to say this on a weekly basis on one of my shows. People shit on 2001. There was some good stuff even during the invasion.
2001 has my favorite match of all time.
Yeah, 2001, again, it had a really, really good first half, WWF-wise, and I think, honestly, the Invasion storyline gets way too shit on. Yes, it was horribly booked in a lot of ways, but the match quality was sound.
Yeah.
Hang on 1 second.
Ow.
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
I cringe with any, but yeah, that would scare me if he hit the corner of that with his back.
Right.
But anytime Benoit chops somebody, I feel it,
Oh yeah, definitely. Oops. ASAP, not ASAO. What does ASAO even have a thing? I don't know what that means. No, I want that sound off. Thank you.
But anyway, like you were saying, 2001 had some great match quality, and 2001 was the host to my personal favorite match of all time, Angle and Shane McMahon.
Yep.
And people are like, Shane McMahon was in your favorite match of all time? And I'm like, yes.
Well, back to watch the match. Yeah.
It's see how intense the match was. And honestly, watch the entire 2001 King of the Ring pay-per-view to understand the story of it.
Yep, exactly.
Because
that is a must-watch, the whole show, to understand exactly what Kurt went through.
Yeah. And if you haven't watched 2001 King of the Ring, I won't spoil it for you. But yeah.
Go watch it. Yeah, it is most definitely Kurt Angle's showcase. Yeah, it's funny. I'm reading people sending me tweets and stuff, and people are, well, how come you covered what you covered on Monday? Because did you do it because Eric? Like, I didn't cover David Arquette winning the championship because Eric Bischoff and his podcast did it first. I did it because I was planning on doing it anyway because it's the anniversary. It's been 20 years this last Sunday, and because I'm David's a buddy, so I wanted to cover it. And people, oh, you're only copying. I'm like, dude, there's only so much material out there, folks.
And you know what the sad thing is? Before my live stream got shut down on Sunday, I actually for one of my karaoke songs had the Twisted Sister song ready to sing for the anniversary.
Nice.
And I was gonna be like, damn, that would have been so cool to do, but then YouTube decides to be a bunch of.
Yeah, I almost used it as the intro for Monday, but again, I didn't want to get in trouble with YouTube or whatever laws. Okay, I think I like your cup almost as like my cup.
Probably, but you don't have the one up on yours.
No, what I say is I like your cup almost as much as my cup, but I got NWO in my cup, so.
Well, Jen did my sharpshooter.
Look out.
Is it just me, or do Canadians do the sharpshooter better than anybody else?
I don't know. Ask The Rock.
Wow. To my point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't think Dwayne learned his from anybody in the Hart family.
Yeah. I know he did it as a dedication to Owen, but...
What show was I watching where The Rock did it and they called it the Scorpion? And I was like, that's funnier than hell on multiple levels. I think it may have been Backlash 2000.
Weird.
Because, A, they didn't want to acknowledge Brett. And since Rock played the Scorpion King, I was like, oh, cool, Scorpion. It's brilliant.
Well, the timeline doesn't make sense because he hadn't been in the movie yet.
Actually, the Mummy Returns came out in 2000, so yeah, it did, pretty sure it did.
I thought it was 2001.
Let's see. Scorpion King itself came out in 2002. Let's see.
Well, now we gotta look while Angle's on the outside.
That's right. Oh, you're right. 2001. Just kidding. Just kidding. However, it came out May 4th of 2001. But when was it produced? That's the key.
Yeah.
Doesn't help me. It's funny. I've only seen parts of any of those movies. And I only saw any of them because I interviewed at Universal Studios maybe year before last. And of course, when you're in the green room or you're in a lobby of a motion picture studio, you get to watch their material. So they had the entire Mummy saga on loop. I was there long enough to see an entire movie, put it that way. A long day.
I've never been much of a big movie guy. I just never have been. Like, I could watch 7-hour WrestleManias and binge watch TV shows, but sometimes movies are hard for me to get into, and I don't know why. It's just always been me.
It has to be. See, it's funny. People, you wanted to work at Universal, but at Disney, it's like, no. I like Disney movies.
Yeah.
But I have people that have worked at Disney that have told me, stay away. Don't work here.
Yeah.
So, Universal I could work at. Number one, it's close to home.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, it's not hard to navigate the park or the back lot. So, I could definitely, see myself working in that place. And three, there's rarely a bad movie to go into the quote unquote vault and spend your break on.
Yeah.
So. And, worst case scenario, I can just put Back to the Future on loop for my entire break and, never get bored ever. So.
Anytime JR mentions Benoit being from Edmonton, I think of WrestleMania 2000. And JR was like, Benoit wants to go back to Edmonton with both title belts. And Lawler's like, what a gold hog. What's in Edmonton? JR's like, where he lives. And the King's like, ugh.
It's funny you said that. I have not. sat down and actually focused on that WrestleMania since I was there. Like, I've had it on the background, during my WrestleMania countdowns, like, been doing other things, but not actually sat down and focused the entire show, which I guess because I was there, I don't feel I need to, but it's like the commentary adds so much more. You don't even think about it until you actually hear it back. It's like, oh shit. So.
And JR and the King were gold on that show. So
yeah,
it's worth checking out.
So was King's outfit.
Yeah. And JR's headset went out during one of the tag matches.
Yes, so. I remember that part. He's doing great. You're back. Oh, okay. Speaking of headsets going now, you want to talk about JR's headset?
Oh, ow!
That didn't look good at all. I think it was In Your House Mind Games. Yeah, Mind Games. October 90s. No, October. So it would have been Buried Alive.
Ow.
Buried Alive 96. There's a match that got reshuffled because people weren't able to make it. The match ended up being Steve Austin versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley. JR is in the middle of his bringing in Razor and Diesel spiel.
Yeah.
And being that guy, and his headset has trouble the entire match, and he is flipping his shit. It's on the Triple H 25 Greatest, whatever the hell it's called, set. You have to skip through it. But, yeah, it's... The commentary alone on that match is gold because you have Vince trying so hard to be the straight-up babyface play-by-play guy, King being an asshole, and JR being an even bigger asshole.
I think I've seen that at least once.
It's worth its weight in gold for sure.
Dragon screws scare the crap out of me.
I never yeah. I hate watching.
I feel like do it. Like, it always hurts my legs because you never know how they're going to take it. But I'm like, man, that could tear an ACL so freaking quick.
Yeah, and speaking of somebody with bad knees, I cringe. So bad.
It's like watching Daniel Bryan get German suplexed on his head. Like,
yeah.
Or watching Edge take literally anything now.
Right. Yeah, was I the only one just sitting like this during his whole match with Orton, just like... Did he knock him out with a sleeper? Oh, he didn't. Okay.
I think it's Angle's body under the rope.
Not quite. Not quite.
Close.
That's why his foot is. His foot is. Hey, shenanigans.
Hey, Kyoto.
Hey, Kyoto, that's why you're fired.
Only took him 19 years to do it.
Right. Damn it, Mike, his foot's under the rope. Benoit lost the WWE title that way, damn it.
There was a Botchamania where I don't remember who it was. I think it was Santana, but might not have been Tito. But somebody was in a sleeper hold, and like their arm went down 3 times, and the ref went in for a 4th because they were supposed to like babyface fire, but he dropped it like in 2 different matches. It was like, what did you do?
Tito.
I don't know if it was Tito though. Like I think it was, but I feel like it was somebody else who probably should have known that.
Those are the best botches. Like, yeah, the botches where people get like quote hurt or whatever are like funny if not disturbing, but the ones where they screw up, it's like, oh god.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Anybody who wants to try a Jawbreaker at home, go right the hell for it. Because I guarantee you, regardless of which end of that you're on, it's going to hurt.
Yeah. Because you're either getting your jaw driven up into your head, or you're getting a point of somebody's chin on the top of your own head.
Mm-hmm. Either way.
I'm good. Nope. Oh, Lord.
I think people would react to more stuff in wrestling if they realized how much some of this stuff actually hurt.
I'm amazed how much more reactive I am to watching stuff now than I would have been in the early days of Extreme Mayhem and XMV. Because, like, yeah, we did stupid backyard shit or whatever, but being in as much and close as I was to a lot of the action for a while, it's like, oh, damn, you know. And it's funny, somebody asked me last week on Talk Wrestling, I think it was, or maybe 2 weeks ago, the strangest environment I've ever worked in wrestling. And I was like, well, there was that rodeo arena with a 6-sided ring I had to help put together. God, these German suplexes are killing me, literally. Oh, God. Oh.
And Angle was like landing right on his neck.
Yeah.
Sounds like the ring is breaking too.
I know. Golly. Nice block. That was nice. Nice counter. Holy crap, they're counter after counter. That was sweet. Very nice. Yeah, those 6-sided. I don't know if you in your indie time ever had to help put together a 6-sided ring.
No, I never did.
The beams are heavier. The wood, everything's heavier because there's
beams
more.
Are heavier?
Yes, can you believe it?
I would think the 4-sided one because they're longer and
Nope. Because they need so much support to keep it from going. Remember, there's 6 of these.
Yeah.
And the ones that go across.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking nightmare. I highly unrecommend it.
Yeah, I thought the 4-sided rings were bad enough.
And they are, because I put together more than my share of those. But yeah, the one time I did a hexagon in 2005 when I was doing the play-by-play for that show, it was hell on earth, man. And you know, that whole show was a train wreck, honestly. I got Jenna paid though. Very well. More than I got paid. That's okay. They made up for that with paying me alcohol later.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was just unnecessary.
Right in the little Wolverines.
That's right. Yeah, Chris right in the Benoits. And he got to the rope. He's like, nope, I'm not doing this shit again. I guess it was before Kurt started doing the grapevines, huh?
I think the first grapevine he did was the Benoit though, in 2003 at the Rumble.
Oh, is that right? Okay, well we'll have to do our history on that.
What a smooth transition.
That was pretty. Hold on, Chris. Now, here's my thing with this. Much like the Shawn Michaels Bret Hart finish, if it's going to be overtime, why do you let go?
Yeah. Well, they don't know if it's going to be overtime.
Well, and Kurt's saying he tapped. He's like, no, but the bell rang first, Kurt.
Yeah.
So Kurt is in thinking that he won the match. Bret at least didn't know it was overtime, so he can be forgiven. Thinking, oh, I'm on camera. Look at me. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm curious what the reaction is going to be to a full packed arena with no Howard Finkel like voice to boom over the microphone.
Yeah.
One thing to go back to normal, that is. If it ever happens. And Kurt, of course, is pissed because he let the hold go and he shouldn't have. Got caught.
But he heard the bell ring and he saw him tap. So.
Yeah, he heard the bell, heard the tap, so you assume that was it. Yeah, that's exactly. He wasn't wrong in thinking that.
No.
He was just slightly incorrect.
Another Iron Man type situation that goes to overtime.
You know, it seems
the original,
to be.
It was this. Sasha and Charlotte went to overtime.
Yeah. Rock and Hunter almost did.
Oh, they almost did. Probably technically should have, because Sean called for the bell after the buzzer.
Well, but I think if you look in the screen, he calls for the bell just before it hits 0.
Yeah, I always thought it was after.
Maybe. He just punched him in the head.
Hey, get it. No disqualification. Do what you gotta do.
Right. Did he? I think he just busted him open.
He might have.
He punched him right in the forehead. It wouldn't surprise me if he did. That was pretty slick.
Yeah.
Oh, it did. There it is. Good grief. Kurt, who? Definitely not in Pittsburgh. Where is this show anyway?
Chicago.
Oh, the Allstate?
I think so.
Or Rosemont, whatever the hell it was called that year. Yeah, the Allstate. Wow. Yeah, this was a hot show. The whole show was pretty intense the whole way through. So, but then being Allstate, there you go, didn't surprise me. So there you go, another Wrestling Rewind in the books. It's just we can't seem to find a bad match no matter how hard we try, Greg. It's got shit on this show.
And well, we had the beefcake match, so that's not always true.
But that was fun to make fun of, though. That was good material-wise on our end, so that was good. You know, it worked out.
It's not like we're gonna have to watch the Rosie O'Donnell Donald Trump debacle from Raw in 2007. We're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be here for that episode if you do that. You can have like TJS or something watch that one. And
I promise I will not do anything relating to the current person in the big chair until he's out of the big chair. How about that? Okay.
Lashley Umaga would be fine, just not that particular one.
Well, no, because I don't want to see that stunner and make myself cringe again.
Touche.
If I want to see a cringe stunner, I'll go watch Homecoming 2005. Anyway, speaking of quality stuff, Friday episode 2, as we said at the top of the show, of the new season of NoDQ Wrestling Trivia Challenge. And once again, I can't count, and that's okay, but it is what it is. Next week on this show, we're going to be going back all the way back to 2000, so a whole year before this even, as The Rock defends the WWF Championship against Triple H and against Shane McMahon. So, good old Shane in the clutch. And Friday, again, as I said, talk wrestling and Wrestling Trivia Challenge. And next week's good. We've got the Survivor Series 91 match, Hogan versus Undertaker. We've got Insurrection with you and I. We've got all kinds of good stuff. So stay tuned for that. We will see you guys next week right here on Wrestling Rewind on the JEFF MEACHAM Network. Magdalin.